I love the Grinch, right? What does the Grinch say? Stink, stank, stunk. You don't want your videos to stink, stank, stunk, right? And you don't want resting Grinch face, right? He is a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And look at this mean look on his face, right? That's what I'm talking about when I say resting Grinch face. And you don't want that rotten, sour, grumpy face on your videos, but it can happen. You may not even intentionally be thinking about it. You certainly don't want it to be that way. You don't want your people to feel that way, but it shows up. And even if you don't recognize it in yourself, you've probably seen it in other people. So today we are going to watch out and learn what resting Grinch face is all about and how you avoid it. Let's get started. All right. Who loves the Grinch? I got to know. Who are my super Grinch fans? I love him. All of our holiday decorations, we used to have all of our holiday decorations. They were all snowmen and Santas and all that kind of stuff. And over the years, we have switched and now everything is Grinch. And I love it. Oh, I love it. He is just my favorite. And for so many reasons. And that's not why you're here. So I'm not even going to go into that. But what I want to talk about is when this face looks like this. And this is a grumpy face, right? Grumpy, mean face, because he's a mean one. All right. I got to tell you a story. I want you to just pause the Grinch for a second, and I'm going to share a story. Years ago, I had a boss. We'll call her Christy. And Christy, I thought Christy hated me. I would regularly be in her office and I thought, oh my gosh, this woman does not like me. Every idea that I would have, I felt like she hated. And it was just a miserable experience for months. This went on, right? And I would ask my peers if they got the same thing and they would say, yeah, I mean, occasionally I feel like she's just not getting it. And so it was just like this whole thing. And one day I was pitching an idea to her and I was like, okay, I gotta do a timeout. Like, do you just hate this idea? And she's like, what are you talking about? No, not at all. I love it. And I'm like, okay, well, your face looks like you ate something rotten and that you just can't stand this idea. And she's like, oh, that's my thinking face. I forgot to tell you about my thinking face. And I was like, what? What are we talking about? And she said, I'm just thinking. So there's no judgment there. I love you. I love your ideas. And I walked out of her office that day and I thought, like, I would never in a million of years guess that she liked that idea based on the look on her face. But now that I knew that she was thinking and processing, like, okay, it made a lot more sense. Okay. That's exactly what can happen to you in your videos. If you are up here and you are thinking about all of the stuff and things and how all of the parts and pieces and what do I got to say next and how's this going to go, that you can get this look on your face. And I call that resting Grinch face. Now, outside of the holiday times, you are probably familiar with this idea. It's got a different name, but at the holidays, I call it resting Grinch face, okay? Because it's grumpy. It doesn't mean to be. You're thinking, you're processing, but it can look bored, mad, sad, tired, any of those words. All right. So have you ever experienced this? I want to see some comments here. Have you ever, or are you aware that you can sometimes have resting Grinch face? And or have you seen this in others? I want to see some yeses and nos. Whether it's you or somebody else, are you at least aware of this? Let's call it a condition, a Grinch face condition. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like this. It's not so grumpy, but sometimes it's just, right? I'm concentrating. I'm thinking about, am I live? Am I not live? Have I clicked on this right? What am I going to say next? How am I going to start this? And I look like this. I don't mean to look mean. I don't mean to be grumpy, but that's how I look. Okay. So I see some yeses in the comments. I love it. What does that do to your viewers? How do you think that makes your viewers feel when you start your video like this? All right. Nicola says yes to both. Totally me. I watched a playback of the video and I thought, oh no. Yeah. You watch your video back and you're like, why do I look like I ate something sour? Right? Okay. Nicola says they switch off. That's the worst case scenario, right? Is they go, well, she's just mean. I don't want to spend any time with her. I'm going to go somewhere else. They form a judgment, right or wrong. There's a first impression that happens, and it may make them go, peace out. It could make them stay, like I did with my boss, and think, oh, she doesn't like me, or she's not very happy, or maybe she doesn't like what she's doing. Resting Grinch face. Okay. Now, let me ask you the flip question of that. So if the question was, what is your viewer thinking? What do you want them to think? When you start a live, what is it that you want them to feel? If it's not sad, mad, bored, any of that, what do you want them to feel when they watch your video? It's important to focus on that, or at least to start with it. So we're going to talk about first and last impressions. Start and end with the realization of what is on my face sends a message. Okay. Nicola says that what you have to say is interesting, that I'm interested in it, right? I'm the speaker and I'm interested in what I'm going to say. It doesn't need to be, right? But at least pleasant, right? Interested seems to be, you guys are resonating with that. Absolutely. Okay. So that they know, like, and trust you. Yeah. You're going to know, like, and trust this face or this face. Who would you rather work with? This face or this face? What's the difference between those two faces? Grinch face or pleasant, happy face? Somebody who's genuinely wants to be here, excited to be here, thrilled to be here, maybe. What's the difference? What do you suppose is the difference? It's all about how you're wanting your viewers to feel about you. What emotion do you want them to have? Okay, Nicola says, I love watching videos because you always make me smile whatever my mood is. That's intentional. It's an intentional decision I'm making to show up positive, hopeful, helpful, excited, thrilled to be here. Even if, I mean, here's truth be told, I woke up this morning with horrible migraine. I'm fighting a horrible migraine. I feel like this Grinch today. I feel like this today, but I'm showing up like this. Okay. Now, is that inauthentic? No, because I am genuinely glad and excited to be here. I just don't feel very well, but I have to make the effort to say, it's this long, it's this live for 10 or 15 minutes. And so I'm going to show up a certain way. It is, in a way, a little bit of a performance. You got to think about those things. Okay. All right. So the first step in all of this resting Grinch face is to be aware. So I want you to go back and look at some of your videos. Just look at the very beginnings and pay attention to what your face looks like. What is the expression on your face and what message is it sending? Now, if you don't like to look at your own videos, you're kind of like, there are many, many actors who don't watch their own films, right? If you're like that and you don't watch your own videos, watch other people's videos. All you got to do is pick up your phone and scroll a little bit till you find some videos. What do their faces look like? What do the expressions look like? Do you see some resting Grinch faces? What does it make you feel? And the good ones, what does it make you feel? Pay attention to that. Now that I've told you this, you're going to be super aware of it. I love it, right? Okay. So think about or be aware of how you are normally starting your videos. And I want you to make an intentional switch to start them differently. Start with a smile. Now, it doesn't have to be, it can just be pleasant. Just upturn just a little bit. Something pleasant to start. Start and end that way. You don't have to maintain this the entire way through the video. It would be exhausting. but you can start it and end it that way. That's where the first impression happens, and it's where the lasting impression happens. Okay. If you need a reminder, you all know what I'm pulling out of my drawer here. You all know what's about to happen, right? Uh-oh. Okay. Post-it note. Remind yourself. That looks like Smice. My L got a little curvy on there, right? Take that Post-it note, put it right by your camera. Put it on your notes. Remind yourself every once in a while to smile. It'll make a huge difference in how your audience feels about you. Okay? Now, any questions about what Resting Grinch Face is or how you intentionally work against it? We're going to talk next about how you get out of here, because that's what's ultimately causing it. We've kind of put a Band-Aid on it at this point, right? You got Resting Grinch Face because you're overthinking everything that's going on. So you're going to start and end with a smile. That's your Band-Aid. That's the first quick start. We got to go deeper. Any questions on that before we go deeper? Let me see if there's anything in the comments. Hang on here. Okay, Nicholas says, I'm always consistent. I know what I'm going to get. Yes, that's also intentional, okay? As I am planning every video, I consciously think, how do I want people to feel during this video? And what do I have to do with my energy, with my facial expressions, with my gestures, with everything else to make sure they feel that way? If you want to go deeper, you can even say, what do I need them to feel or think in order to make a decision, in order to take whatever action I'm asking them to do? Make sure you're spending time on those things as you're mapping out and planning your videos. Okay. It is about consistency, right? Okay. Okay. Nicholas says, I love the Post-it note on your face so I don't have to look at myself. Yes. And if you need the reminder to smile, write on that Post-it note. Dual purpose. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any questions. So let me check my notes, make sure I haven't missed anything so far. Hang on. Okay. What is typically going on is that you are acting like my boss. You're thinking, you're processing. And as a result, you're doing this video from here, not from here. You're not feeling the feelings. You're not feeling what you want your audience to feel. You're thinking, more than likely because you're wanting perfection. You're wanting the words to be perfect. You're wanting the flow to be perfect. You're wanting whatever going on, right? And what happens when you do that is that you're coming from here, not from here. So in general, what techniques, maybe would be a good question. What techniques do you employ to feel more relaxed in general in your life? Let's see some comments. What do you do? Let me take that banner off. That's making me crazy. Okay. What do you do in your life in general to relax, to get out of your head? Let's see some comments. I'm waiting on them to come in. Okay. Nicholas says breathing. Yes, absolutely. What else can you do? In life, what can you do to relax and be more at ease? Now, I also want you to think about what can you do in your videos to be more relaxed and at ease. Let's just talk about both of them at the same time. Okay. So walk or exercise. Yes. Right. It's that act of removing myself from the situation. Go for a walk. Right. Exercise. Absolutely. What else you guys got? Let's up, eyes closed. Let's up, eyes closed. I'm not sure what you mean there. So I need a little bit more information. I'm sure it's a good one there. But maybe it's closing your eyes and just, right? That's what I think about when I read that. Breathing, grounding, meditation, EFT tapping. Yes. Okay. Wonder Woman pose for sure. Wonder Woman. Right? Absolutely. Slow down. Yes, it's not a race. Okay, another one, walk with the dog, play with the dog, cuddle with the dog, whatever. Dogs always work. Breathe and take a sip of water. Yes, 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 yes. All of these things that help you be relaxed in your life, they can help you be relaxed on your video. Do it right before your video. What I would tell you to do is get set up, right? Schedule, get your live up, get your text in, have everything ready. Your how you want to be on camera, your lighting, your microphone, your script, your plan, all of it. And then just wait a beat. Don't just hurry and click live and go. Now this requires planning, but then take that time, even if it's 30 seconds, maybe it's a minute right before you go live. And let's go through these. Breathe. Take a walk, okay? Maybe you can't go outside. Maybe you can. Maybe you can open a window. Maybe you can go step out on the patio and then come back in. Exercise. Maybe you can just walk around your room, okay? Breathing, grounding. Take your socks off. Ground in the carpet. Meditate. Take a minute, 30 seconds to do those things. Do a little tapping, okay? Do your Wonder Woman pose. Remind yourself to slow down. Okay, you might not be able to take a walk with the dog, but you could roll around, throw the ball for the dog with the dog for 30 seconds. If it calms you, do it right before a video, right? Take a sip of water. Okay, I got everything ready to go. Let me get my water. Let me ground myself. Let me throw the ball, whatever it takes. Each one of you is going to be different. And that's what's so cool. You've got to find your way. Some essential oils, love it. Whether maybe you rub it on your wrist, maybe you rub it back here, maybe you just smell it. I always keep some essential oils right here. Oh, makes me feel so much better. And I calm down. Okay. Love the dance party, by the way. Nicholas says, shake it out. Yes. Shake out that adrenaline. Calm yourself. Get out of your head. Take the time that you need to do that before you start. We often race. And when we're racing and we're hurrying, we get this face, this mean face, not a happy face. That's not the intention you're wanting to give your viewers, but you are. You are indeed. Okay. What questions do you have about how to get out of your head, at least right before your video, so that you can show up in the energy that you're wanting to show up in? I'll take a minute, see if there's any questions. Okay. Love oils, flower essences, sage. Oh, I bet sage would be good. I'm using, what do I have here? I have Balance. That's one of my go-to favorites. Hope you can't read that. I'm way too close. Balance is one of my favorites. I always keep it right here. Lavender, calming, always works. I don't know that that's necessarily flower essences, but those are mine. Slow is the new fast. Yes. So in addition to your note that says smile, if you are talking 100 miles an hour and you're stressing, you're going to create this look. Slow down. Not a race. All right. I was hoping somebody would say this. Stephanie, you win the gold star. I have a pink star. You get the pink star for the day. Practice. Okay. That is another thing. If you are not prepping your live videos, if you are on the fly thinking as you're going, chances are you got Resting Grinch Face going on, because your brain is thinking about what you're going to say next as you're saying it. So you are concentrating on that. And as a result of that, Resting Grinch Face. Okay. So many of you do not like it when I say practice, practice, practice. But the more you prep and the more you practice and the more you are comfortable with what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, you avoid Resting Grinch Face. Because you're not thinking about it. You've already got it planned, right? You've got your notes. You got it all here. You know what you're covering. I don't have to think. I got it planned. And as a result, I can just enjoy it. I can just be here and I can just talk from here. I know what I'm talking about. All I'm doing is organizing my thoughts. Okay. I know so many of you think, sorry, I got to pin this back up. So I got my notes. Sorry. You got a little shot of my armpit there. So many of you think that by planning it, you ruin the spontaneity. Not true. You can make it feel spontaneous. But if you're trying to think while you're talking, now you're also trying to create your facial expression. It is the equivalent of doing this guy, right? Where you pat your head and do this, and you can't do it. Your brain will not let you pat and roll at the same time. So now what you're trying to do is think about what you're going to say. Make sure that you are engaging. Make sure you got a right face while you're talking. It's hard to do this. So I would rather see you practice and plan and have a roadmap and then make time to just speak from the heart and make it engaging and make it feel spontaneous. It's tricky. I know that it's tricky. But the more you do anything, the easier it will get. Right? Think about the first time you ever learned something outside of video, outside of business. Maybe you learned how to knit or you took up golf lessons. In the beginning, it's horrible because you're thinking about how do I hold this club, or what am I supposed to do with this needle? And is it loop and then pull and then what? And you make messes because you're learning. But for whatever reason, we give ourselves grace in that period because we say, I'm learning something new. I'm determined to learn and I'm learning something new. But for whatever reason in business, we want it right now. We don't want to practice. We don't want to plan. We just want a magic wand to magically just make us awesome. And guess what? It doesn't exist. Okay? So the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. It's no different than when you first learn to brush your teeth, right? When you're a little kid and you're learning to brush your teeth, you don't know how any of this works. Here's my toothbrush and how much paste do I put on, and where do I put the water first and then the paste, or the paste first and then the water, and do I start with top or bottom? You're overthinking everything because you've never done it before. But my guess is each and every one of you, you pay attention tonight when you go to bed and you brush your teeth. You don't even have to think about it. It is unconsciously competent. You don't even have to think about it. You just do it. And that will happen with your videos as well. When you learn a model and you practice that model, it's hard at first and then it gets super easy. But you got to go through those hard parts. So glad you brought up patience or practice and patience. Thanks, Stephanie. The rest of you are like, I wish she hadn't brought that up. No, it's good stuff. All right, let's see what else you got here. Practice, practice, practice equals calmness and confidence. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I would never go into a race without being 100% prepared. Exactly. Okay. Get prepared. Okay. Any other questions or thoughts about resting Grinch face? Let me do a quick review. Okay. Resting Grinch face, first thing you got to realize is that it's a real thing. It's a real condition. It can happen. Why does it happen? And what is the message it is conveying to your audience? Go back and look. Go back and look at your videos and you tell me what message, what emotion you're conveying to your audience. Okay? Band-Aid first. Start with a smile. Start and end with a smile. That start and end makes a huge difference. If you can do it during, awesome. But baby steps. First, start with a smile. Then work on starting and ending with a smile. Then work on building blocks. Okay? And then the last thing, which is all about going a little bit deeper, is figuring out how do I seem more relaxed and confident and comfortable on camera? Because when I do that, when I can accomplish that, then I got Happy Grinch. See Happy Grinch? This is at the end of the movie. Look how happy he is. Okay? Resting Grinch face, mean. Happy. Yes, I have lots of Grinch stuff. That is your objective. That's what you're trying to do. Okay? Your homework. Should you choose to accept some homework? I know it's the holiday, and I know all of you are like, I'm ready to be done for the year. Okay. I get it. I get it. I want to know. We're going to make this quick call to action right now in this video. What are you going to do to avoid resting Grinch face? I want every one of you to comment. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to comment. What's one thing you can do to not be this guy and to be Happy Grinch? Let's see those comments. Let's see. While you are typing those comments, let me just do a little bit of housekeeping and then I'll wrap us up here. Today, this call is the last time you will see my face. Well, that's not entirely true, but maybe so until the end of the year. And this is my favorite time of year to say, see you next year. So fun. This is the last scheduled live. How about we say it that way? Tomorrow, Deb Day is going live to talk about self-sabotage and how that steals your joy. So tune in for that. That's on Friday at 1 Central. I am going to be live. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or into next week, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Go Live League. The Go Live League is my monthly membership where you can learn the process that we've just been talking about. What is the process in which I organize my thoughts and my message and get it out so that I can get it planned and be more relaxed in my lives? And I've got a deal that's going to knock your stockings off that I'm going to roll out tomorrow. So I'll probably go live. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, maybe into next week, and talk more about the Go Live League. So you'll see me once again, probably, but then that's it. We are wrapping up the year. And I'm telling you what, I'm so excited about 2024. It is going to be an awesome year filled with so many awesome things. I'm so freaking excited. I can't even stand it. I hope you are glad to be here with me because it's going to be one heck of a journey. All right. All right. Let's see what you guys got in here for your calls to action. All right. Smile. Yes, absolutely. Plan more before. Yes. Here's the thing that I will say. It doesn't have to be 3 hours of planning, right? It can be on a Post-it note, plan out some stuff. You can do it 10 minutes before you're live, half an hour before you're live. Doesn't have to be massive, but planning will make a huge difference. Get into my best state. Yes. Think about it like I am stepping onto a stage. As I'm hitting go live, I'm on stage and I am conveying a particular emotion or thought, and being prepared is part of that. Yep. Smile, ground myself, Wonder Woman pose. I'm telling you, Wonder Woman pose is gonna be huge. That reminds me, I gotta make a note. We need to do another video about that. We haven't done that in a few months. So we'll come back. I owe you a session on what this Wonder Woman pose is all about. So powerful, so powerful. Okay, map it out and plan it. Yes, 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 yes. Lots of loves and likes and all that kind of stuff. Okay, you guys got it. You got it? Here's what I will say in closing. Nobody wants Grinch face. Nobody. I am imagining as you are sitting here listening to all of this, you don't want resting Grinch face. You don't want what that conveys to your viewers. A little smile at the beginning and the end goes a long ways. It is about lighting up your face, lighting up the expression that you have so that you light up your video. And you look like, uh-oh, where'd Happy Grinch go? This is what we're aiming for, Happy Grinch, right? Doesn't have to be all the time, but smile will make a huge difference. All right. As we close out 2023 and we roll into 2024, I have nothing but the best of wishes for you this holiday season. And I have big plans for you and video in 2024. I hope one of your big goals for 2024 is to get visible on video, to show up consistently, because that is going to be the secret sauce in business success next year. And I am right here behind you, supporting you. Let's do this thing. Bye, everybody.